child will pardon me. Everything that we know as hip hop media and podcasts has been in shambles for the last week. And that's due in part by our great Charlemagne the God and our wonderful hip hop extraordinaire icon legend, Elliott Two T's Wilson. Okay, they have been going back and forth. They've been answering each other on social media and on the platforms. So we have a compilation of all of that. But let's start at the beginning. What happened? Okay, well, it all started with the Complex 2024 Hip Hop Media Power Ranking. What they decided to do was reflect the rankings as a result of the smoke from the battle cleared between Drake and Kendrick, okay? And they were mentioning how there's some newcomers, and of course, there's a new name that's on the number one spot, and that is Academics. They also stated that, as with the previous list, the rankings below reflects the current moment, not the entirety of one's career. They also said that they rank each media personality based on their impact in the space since the release of their inaugural list in 2023. Now, this is where things get little, well, I don't want to say confusing, but this is where the argument comes in between Charlemagne and Elliott Two T's Wilson. Charlemagne feels that Elliott has not done enough work and is trying to figure out why is he at the number five spot. Mind you, Charlemagne is number four. Why is Elliott the number five spot where he should be higher or lower up in the 20s or what have you spot, or even not, maybe not even on the list because he hasn't put in enough work. Well, according to Elliot, he has put in enough work. Elliot was on the number eight spot last year, and this year he's now on the number five. So I guess it's about the perspective. But as we get deeper, and you'll listen to the compilations of everybody who's chimed in, plus those two and their conversation as far as why Charlemagne feels that Elliot doesn't deserve it and why Elliot feels that he does, you'll note that there's something else deeper there. So without further ado, I'm gonna be quiet and you just listen to everything and you be the judge. Do you think that Elliot should be at number five? And do you think that Charlemagne has some type of axe to grind with Elliot being number five? What say you? Do the comment below. Let us know. Oh, don't forget, please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and all of that good stuff. Thank you.
if half of your article is a bunch of Instagram posts and YouTube links, like nobody's gonna care about what you think. I'm not saying y'all gotta be writing op-eds, but y'all don't bring nothing to the conversation, and y'all don't bring anything that's substantive that people didn't already get from a Instagram page or Twitter feed. So I look at the new journalists like Traplo Ross, right? Like that motherfucker he's gonna go dig some shit up. Like if we're talking about music journalists, you can't tell me What's the Dirt's not a journalist, because all the music journalists didn't figure out 1/1,000,000th of the connections he made in the biggest, most important rap battle of our time. That's what I'm saying. These days, media's just changed. So I think, and again, I might be wrong on my assessment of Elliott, because I think Elliott these days he's came over from the older school journalist lane to now being what I like to call a talking head. I'm a talking head. Joe's a talking head. Charlemagne is a talking head. What does that mean? When you go to these people, you go to me, you know I'm probably going to disseminate the info, right? Usually in a fair manner, right? I give you the details, but I'm going to give you my opinion, or it's going to be colored in my opinion, or my humor. It's very colorized, right? It's like what they do with color commentary on TNT when it's like NBA games. That's what Charlemagne does. Yeah, he might tell you about what happened about the presidential shooting, but he got all type of colorful shit to make it entertaining. That's why you watch. Same with Joe Budden. He got a bunch of insight he's going to bring in, past experience, got jokes. That's like all those things. That's what kind of people are tuning into these days, rather than like kind of just read or hear like some. And again, another thing that, and this is the last thing I'm going to add before I just let them battle it out. I believe that in 2024, because there's so much platforms, there isn't one de facto interview platform anymore. And if there was one, it's not in hip hop, it's Shannon Sharp, right? But and I've talked to an artist about this. I don't want to kind of name drop them. Huge artists, but they're like, hey, this time I'm dropping an album, I'm gonna go with this. Oh, I'm gonna go with this. Like they pick and choose what. So again, the times has changed. Where I think Elliott also comes from the school of, all right, well, him, Angie, Sway, they're gonna get the big interviews. They're gonna get the looks with the artist. Nah, Ice Spice, honestly, truth be told. And by the way, Ice Spice, she had promised me an interview. Like, she probably shouldn't want to do an interview with me. You know how Act gonna get during an interview, my nigga. He gonna ask you about all the shit you don't want to answer. He's gonna press you about the Nicki shit with the Texas. He's gonna press you about Lotto. He's gonna ask all these things that you're probably not trained or equipped well enough to answer, and you know it's gonna be spicy. You probably don't want a spicy interview. You go to Kai, do a little dance, like do push-ups and like have a fun time with Kai, who's pretty much, I think Kai is amazing. He's doing improv with these artists. He's extracting the personalities out of certain people who don't have personalities. I don't think Ice Spice had that much personality. Anyway, that's where shit is at now. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when you look at Elliott is he's in the lane of now being a talking head, and I don't know if he was always a talking head, right? Because I never, even when I watched all his Crown interviews, I've watched his interviews with Jay-Z, I didn't really say, like, I knew he was going to ask the right questions. I never went for his opinions, right? Like, I think that change also happened with Vlad a bit, right? I think Vlad went from the guy just asking the questions to Vlad now pretty much gives his opinion heavily in every interview. But it's a little bit different for Vlad because he's doing it primarily on his platform. And even though the style has changed, right? Like Vlad talks a lot more. Sometimes he's on camera with niggas. But it's still Vlad is Vlad TV. So it's like, don't come to Vlad TV if you're now mad that Vlad TV or Vlad is giving his opinion on Vlad TV, right? So it is what it is. Elliott, I'm watching him kind of like traverse this like this wave, and he definitely wants to compete. I want to see him outside of the issues with Drake and how those opinions, and I think I've seen him tweet it. I've seen him tweet him. Like he'll be like, "Oh, I don't like this song," or "This shit is whack," or blah blah blah. I've seen him give the opinions, but again, I think that's more of kind of like what a lot of people are either expecting, and I think he's starting to do it. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right, Big Ellie. Last week on Brilliant Idiots podcast, shows you weren't here.
Yeah, what happened?
I was talking about the top 25, hip hop rankings. Let me see it, Taylor. I don't forgot what the fuck this shit is about. But the top 25 power hip hop rankings.
Okay.
I got the number 5. It was Elliott Wilson. I said I don't think he deserves to be number 5.
Whoa. How did he react?
He didn't take too kindly to that. What's some of the tweets he posted, Taylor? I know the first tweet he posted, he said, "Sucker shit" at CthaGod.
Why?
Another tweet, he said, "Fuck you."
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you at CthaGod. Fuck you.
Okay.
And then that's all I saw. Another one, he said, "Fuck you" again. He said, "Fuck you" again.
So then what?
Go to his page, Taylor.
I was just about to bring up a...
Who is number 1?
Oh, this is complex. Elliott, AKADEMIKS was number 1. As he should be. For this year, of course. Elliott Wilson fires back at Charlemagne the God for downplaying his spot on complex hip-hop media rankings. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Why are you singing?
Scroll, make it bigger, Taylor. Pause. Let me see what he said. Okay.
It's not loading.
All right. This is when he's cosplaying as a rapper from the 90s right here. When he play what I played. Play, what did I say? Press play. This is what he posted on his Instagram. Taylor. Elliott, I don't think you should be number 5. Number 4, Charlemagne the God. All right, now let me read this, right? Last year's ranking, number 3, featured on the Breakfast Club, Brilliant Idiots, known for sensational
You only
commentary,
get half a
asking
ball.
provocative
Fuck y'all
questions, and
niggas.
the
He
segment.
said, and so he reposted that and he put sucker shit at CthaGod.
Yeah.
And then he posted this. What was this one, Taylor? What did this one say?
I think, Jason, that's what I mean when I say, why are you upset that people are transcending hip hop? I'm not trying to be the 50-year-old person still complaining about not being on lists, beefing with screamers, doing goofy shit, starting shit, online with rappers just to keep my name relevant. No, I want to do things and put my...
That wasn't a sub, by the way. I was just being generic. I was just casting a wide net.
Yeah, but
you know
he
what I'm saying?
interpreted it as...
He reposted that and put, "Fuck you. Fuck you.
Why does he have such energy towards
Fuck you, at CthaGod." Then he said, "A Hall of Fame career, third mic nigga, crying about my top 5 status. Legacy these nuts. I got great content on the way. Hashtag 2024. Keep that tweet there.
GOAT. He said 2024.
Yeah, GOAT. Keep that tweet there. Go to what he said on my guys' Bag Fuel podcast. Salute to Heineken and Esso. Because, he had to go to Bag Fuel podcast because he don't have a podcast of his own that anybody cares about. So let's go listen to what he said on Bag Fuel.
Never really clicked like that. And
Okay, what was the question? I know Esso asked him, "What's up with Charlemagne?" Let me hear what he said.
I feel like we just never really clicked like that. And also, I just didn't like the last little brilliant idiot shit he did, talking crazy about me being on the list, top 5 and shit. Never explaining why I shouldn't be top 5. And
What's
I'm
this
just tired of his
t-shirt?
shit. And it's old school. It's like at a certain point, you just gotta say, fuck this person. Like, fuck you.
Fuck
Like, I was
you.
born in 1971. Like, it could just be that. We don't have to be cool. We don't gotta pretend. You clearly have an issue with me, or you don't like my presence in the game. Like you said, maybe you think I should stand down and be a legend.
Never
I'm
said
not
that.
here to get this like legendary badge with Big Boy or Angie or Sway. Like I'm here to compete right now.
I've never put you in that
in the
category.
year of 2024. I know I'm a legend already. Like I still want to compete and create great content. I was hot before you, nigga. I'll be hot forever. Like it's what it is. Like when you was getting Wendy coffee, nigga, I was hot. I would stay hot. I would stay hot, nigga. It's what it is.
Okay, let's talk about it. The reason I didn't think Elliott should be number 5 on the list is simply because I haven't seen the work this year.
Yeah, what did he do this year?
He's been a troll. That's all he's done all year long.
Because I
is
remember
troll.
when him and B Dot would do the podcast, and the podcast
Rap
was really
Radar
good.
was good. You know what I mean? But all he's done this year is do a bad DJ Academics impersonation.
Oh,
And that's just the truth to the matter. And he knows
Okay.
that. That's why in this tweet he says, I got great content on the way, hashtag 2024. Why is it on the way?
Why isn't it now?
Yeah, tell me what you've done over the past year that warrants you be number
God,
5.
God.
Wallow and Gilly, constantly putting out fantastic content.
Yeah.
You know, interviewing all of the young artists. All of the young artists, like I said last week, want to go to Wallow and Gilly. Wallow and Gilly be giving them that OG game. Nori with Drink Champs, constantly giving you great hip-hop content. Vlad TV, constantly giving you great hip-hop content. I don't think that you should be over any of those guys. Number 5, I don't think you should be over Gabe P. Like I said on the podcast last week, Gabe P is somebody who comes out with a show, you know, on the radar that is a rap show. It's literally about the best. The people go up there and freestyle.
So let me just
That is
understand
rap.
this. As an outsider to this. Can you be awarded a rap or hip hop media award if you don't have a platform?
That's the other thing. You don't even have a consistent platform, my
But
brother.
does he have a platform? I don't know.
He does, but he don't use it. Rap
Radar was, I thought that was really good. Like
the last time you seen a Rap Radar interview?
I remember the interview with, was it Jay-Z where it was,
That was 5, that was 9 years. I don't even, that was a long
so
long
they
time ago.
stopped doing Rap Radar?
I haven't seen one in a long time. Great brand. I know that they wanted, when they lost their, well, they didn't lose their last deal. I think the company that they was with.
Shut down.
Shut down.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to come to Black Effect.
Oh, no.
We didn't want it.
Oh, so that's why he's...
I don't know if that's the reason why. You know what I'm saying? But
Or it's more insult to injury when you weren't interested and you also said he doesn't deserve a spot.
Listen, man.
Yeah.
Well,
They haven't, for what it's worth, they haven't, according to Apple, it hasn't released an episode since December 14th, 2023.
Okay, so let me...
And that might have been me. I might have been the last episode.
No, it's Gucci Man, but I think it was, intervals shut down towards the beginning of this year.
So let me just understand this. Is your argument, in order to get to be a figure in hip hop media, you need a platform to disseminate your media?
I think so. I mean, everybody else up there has one. Like anybody you look at in that top
Multiple.
25 list, if you look
Academics has multiple
Academics
platforms.
has multiple platforms.
You have
and,
multiple.
And let's talk about that,
Yeah.
right? People can say whatever they want about Ack, and I give him his props again. He consistently
Nah,
works.
he's involved. He's
This guy,
involved.
Ack might be on screen right now.
He's involved.
Ack might be on his 9th hour.
He's like intimate.
Right now, Ack, we might, whatever time we're taping this, he might be on his 9th hour of a stream, and this might just be his first time jumping on the day.
And he's intimately involved in most of the beefs that are happening. He's like releasing music.
Come on, bro. He's got daily. He's on the screen.
Incredible.
He's got the on the record podcast. Same thing with Joe.
People don't realize
Joe's
it, like,
putting out 2 podcasts a week.
It's a
Nori's putting out a
full-time-
podcast a week.
Yeah.
Gillian Wallow putting out not just the podcast. They got the Gillian Wallow adventures. They're always putting out. Vlad is always putting out content.
Gillian Wallow killing it. Also,
Trap Lord Ross got documentaries. There's so many people you can put on this list. Even though I feel like the icons, like the Big Boys and the Angies and the Sways, shouldn't be on there just because they're iconic and they should be doing something else. Even they got daily platforms. Like we should have another list for them that puts them in their proper perspective of the Mount Rushmores. Because it just feels strange to me. It's like right now if you said who the top 10 players in the league, and let's just say Bron is at 7.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that don't look right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though we're talking about right now, that don't look right.
Yeah. Like to me, I'm like, if we were doing the top 5 media personalities in basketball, I don't know if we'd put someone on that list that didn't have a platform to disseminate their media.
It's really that simple. The fact that
I don't think that's an unreasonable take. But then would your argument be that he shouldn't be on the list at all? Now I'm trying to think of this from both angles.
I would.
Are there, you know how like there's some people that like Twitter is their platform.
I could put him at 25.
Okay.
Because Twitter trolling should not be enough. And by the way, me and Elliott had this conversation last year because one thing that people forget, he went on DJ Academics podcast last year because once again, he don't have his own platform that he can utilize.
Right.
So he went on DJ Academics platform. Play what he said on Academics platform last year, Taylor. This was last August.
I'm not feeling Charlamagne right now, though, too.
Why?
Yeah, I don't like how you move sometimes, honestly.
Wait, like personally or? I thought you guys were cool.
No,
You've been up there.
We're cool.
Wait, no, hold on. Now, let me get I mean, listen. I wasn't feeling.
I think that I don't think some type of OG moves he doesn't do right to me. I feel like he's
Like how?
really much about his people's, his network, and how he's moving now. And I think there's a change. You sparked that and said that, and I think that there's truth to that.
No, of course. I think that's always been true with Charlamagne. Though. I feel
No,
like
but he's got more empowered, and the lines have kind of been drawn more about who is on his side and who's not.
yeah, if you're not Black Effect, like you're like out the bus.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but what's you and
that's
his
fine.
relationship?
Can you pause for a
I
second?
mean, it's all
Pardon me
respect.
for promoting my company.
No. This is an actually interesting thing.
Talk to me.
Because I know where that energy comes from.
Talk to me.
They see you promoting certain people, doing certain pods that are part of your network. I'm assuming, again, I'm not exactly sure how they feel. I can just talk from like maybe my perspective with other things. You see somebody doing pods, right? And then it's hard for you to get them on your pod. And you're like, yo, do they not fuck with me? Like, what the hell is going on? You don't realize that, like, you have 4 daughters, so that person has a whole life. Let's say you have 8 hours a month total to go build podcasts. Wouldn't you build the ones that you're intimately invested in?
Oh, absolutely.
Not everything, and this is a hard thing because we all have fragile egos in this business. It's a hard thing to accept, but a lot of times when someone doesn't do something for you, it's not nefarious. They're not malicious. There's this thing called Hanlon's razor or something like that, where it's basically like when someone does something bad to you, don't chalk it up to malice. Chalk it up to I'm gonna fuck this up, man.
Incompetence.
Incompetence.
That's why I always say blame it on my mind or my schedule, not my heart.
Exactly. But this is a now what I will say this, just again from observing the outside. I do think that beef is the lowest form of creativity, but it is often the thing that people go to when they need immediacy, and they need reaction.
Well, this was Elliott just using academics' dick as a scooter. Because, you know, like I always say dicks are the worst form of transportation.
Yes.
Right? This is
Because
when
mine can only get you like 4 inches where
this is when people thought me and
the worst is when you make a little dick joke and it bombs, bro. I wish I bombed with a big dick joke. Let me try with it. It can only get you like 8 inches or 9 inches or 10 inches.
This is when people thought me and Ak had an issue. But me and Ak have never had an issue.
Yeah, why do people do that?
Regardless of what I may say or Ak may say, me and Ak do not have no issues at all. Me and Ak,
I love Ak.
Exactly. So this is him going on Ak's podcast,
Trying to rouse shit up.
and trying to get on Ak's good side. You're supposed to be the OG, so why are you doing that? Right? That's number one.
Why do you think he's doing this?
He was just trying to be down. You trying to be the old man in the club, just trying to be down. It's like, why you got on the skinny jeans and the freaking?
Oh, so you think he's like trying hard to fit in?
You got on the skinny jeans with an NBA jersey tucked into the skinny jeans,
Showing off the belt.
You know, showing off a
Look
belt.
at Louis belt.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what he did right there. So that was just random. I hit him when this happened.
I love that you go direct.
Come on, bro.
Every single
hold on.
time you
Listen,
go direct.
I don't know. I don't like talking behind people back. I don't know how. Right? I'd rather talk to you. I'm gonna get to that in a minute too. So I called him. He didn't pick up. I said, "Yo, peace. This Charlamagne. Hit me when you get a break from embarrassing yourself with all the clout chasing you doing." Look when was this? August 14th of last year. Right? Mm-hmm. He texted me back and goes, "You switched up, and I light tapped you. You hopping out like this just proves it." I said, how about give me a call? And then I go, how could I switch up on someone I never had a relationship with? Your words. This isn't hopping out. This is me calling you because you saying my name for attention. So now you got it. I understand if your insecurities won't allow you to pick up the phone, I'm here. Woof. Right? Woof. So then he did FaceTime me or whatever. I don't know if it was FaceTime or call. I can't remember. I can't remember, man, because, you know, he looks so much like Ben Stiller's father, and I like Zoolander. So when I watched Zoolander, I don't know if I FaceTimed him or I was watching Zoolander that day. I really don't remember. So long story short, everything I'm about to say right now is what I told him on the phone.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
You are Elliott Wilson. You was a respected journalist. You were the editor-in-chief of Double XL.
Yeah.
And I said to him, if you're going to play this new role, Elliott, post this on your Instagram and tell the people I'm not lying. Yeah. If you're going to play this new role of being a cultural critic, provocateur, who has these heavy opinions about people, stand on them. Don't pop shit and then apologize.
Is that what you think is happening?
Oh, my God. How many times do you want to see? Okay. Drake, please accept Elliott Wilson's apology. Elliott Wilson says Lil Yachty forgave him for interview comments, but Drake hasn't. Elliott Wilson apologized to Kai for not following Nicki Minaj's spat. You apologized to Sway. All I simply told Elliott was, when you say things, stand on it.
This is the stream. Go.
So even with this right now, don't dish it if you can't take it. Just a couple weeks ago, you were saying Childish Gambino, not hip hop. You said what you said on your show, Bigger Picture.
Yeah.
I'm childish, but I'm not Gambino, right?
Yeah,
so if I give you some critique and say, hey, I don't think you should be number 5, and now I'm telling you why, because I just don't see the work. All of these other people that you're ahead of have put in way more work than you this year, right? Yeah. This is what you rely on now. You rely on saying somebody's name, hoping they respond, running to your Twitter with it, running to your Instagram with it, and you don't even have your own platform that you can go on. Yeah. You got to hope that Joe Budden invites you, or Bag Fuel invites you, or Academic invites you. That's a sad existence, my brother. I think that you're better than that. Yeah. And I don't aspire to be this when I'm 53 years old. And I don't think he would either. I don't think he does. Of course.
Because he was a legit journalist.
That's all I'm saying.
It's hard to be like, when you're legitimate at something, respected for your craft, transitioning to like the streamer culture where you just say the wildest fucking thing and then apologize later.
And hating on the streamers. Why?
But what you're describing doing is typical streamer culture. Say the crazy thing, get it clipped out, and then a few weeks later apologize, but we reconciled. And like, it's like nothing matters. This is like the clout over everything commodity.
That's right.
I see this happen all the time. They just say the wildest fucking shit. They throw in a thumbnail, anything to get it up. And it's not even wild and funny. If you say wild and funny, we can go, oh, you're creating some art. Or wild and like create the art. Make a sketch that's funny. It's okay. We're totally okay with it. I mean, when Chappelle made the sketches about Prince, they're hilarious. Funny. It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
You might be still making jokes, but there's art around it.
He just inserts some stuff. Like the other day when Cardi B and Joe Budden got into it, he starts posting about, this is like me and Nicki Minaj. I didn't even know you and Nicki Minaj had a beef. So what are you talking about? So it's just like, my point is, you're a 53-year-old OG journalist. Why are you moving like these young Twitter troll streamers, especially when all you're gonna do when you get pressed is apologize?
So that's
and then you go on you talk. You just talk. First of all, I'm scared to death. I want y'all to know that. I'm terrified. I really am. Yeah. Because he said that he said he's pressing shit out here. I don't know what that means. I feel like that's like that he might run down on me. I don't want any problems. Please, please, I'm serious. I don't want to be attacked by Ben Stiller's dad. Right?
You don't want to meet the fucker?
I don't want to meet the fucker. Yo. Okay? So that was my reasoning for saying I don't believe he. Long story short, I don't feel like he should be in the top 5 because I just don't see where he's put the work in. The Bigger Picture hasn't even been out for 10 episodes. You know what I mean?
Oh, it isn't. He has a show now called
It's him, it's DJ HED, and it's Jeremy. And what played it when you
shout out DJ HED though, man.
Hold up. And this is the thing. I don't like talking behind people back. Yeah. So he posted what he put up. Go back to his page, Taylor. Posted what he put about Brilliant Idiots and Breakfast Club. Because I extended the invite. I said, Taylor, invite him to Breakfast Club and Brilliant Idiots.
I love you.
Because I don't want to do what I'm doing right now. That's not my style. There's so many clips. I love confrontation.
Yeah, I know.
I like having that conversation. If I'm going to say something about you, I have no problem saying it to you. Yeah. I might deliver it in a different manner than I may used to, but we still going to have that conversation. Yeah. Scroll up, let me see the tweets. Because he worded these like very tough. Scroll down some more, Taylor. He posts so much. All he does is post other people's content, and it's wild. Like it's strange, but I guess this is what makes him number 5, huh? Which one was it? Where is it? It's past all of this. Jesus Christ, he looked like a fucker for real. He did post me when I was on Jake Tapper's show the other day. Is that it? Now scroll up some more.
Google.
Scroll up. Well, long story short, I invited him on Breakfast Club. I did invite him on Brilliant Idiots.
Right.
He said no, thank you. Right.
Oh, wow.
But then he posted it and put turn down Brilliant Idiots and turn down Breakfast Club. Am I petty? No, you're scary.
Oh.
And I don't know what you're afraid of. Like, I'm not going to do nothing to you.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of you. Look
This
at
is
him.
this is a safe space.
It's a safe space.
This
What,
is a
am I
safe
doing- what am I
space.
going to do to you?
Yeah.
Elliott can clearly beat me up. Like, like, come on. Like, I'm terrified.
I
of
wouldn't
him.
mess with him, bro.
He's an OG, 53 years old. He pressing shit out here. I'm scared to death.
But now you're dragging me into it. I'm scared
Okay,
too.
well, see, the only reason I dragged you into it, Schultz, somebody left a comment on his page,
Yeah.
and somebody said to him, you should do flagrant. And he said, I accept it. I accept it. So I said, Taylor, hit him and invite him on flagrant. Flagrant's not even my show. It's not my Andrew Schultz show. I didn't run it by Andrew. I just needed to ensure that he is indeed another vaginal option like I thought, right? So I said, Taylor, hit him. I got the text. Taylor, there's no need to lie, Elliot. You should be honest. So he put the post up like it was some tough guy shit like, I'm not doing flagrant with you either. Taylor said, yo, you want to come do flagrant? He happily accepted. Like, yeah, for sure, I'll come do it. What can I read the text, Taylor? I don't like to misquote people. I don't want to paraphrase. Can I read the text?
People are so dumb.
I just want to read the text.
He lives for this, guys.
I want to
Why
read the text.
would you feed the beast?
I want to read the text. Well, okay. I just want to read the text real quick. I just want to read it. Okay. Okay, no worries. This is Taylor. One last request on my end. Would you like to be a guest on Flagrant? Yes. When do they tape? Oh, cool. They tape Wednesdays. Heads up, Charlemagne will be there too. Elliot says, no, thank you. Ha. I don't respect that. You can't go on other people's podcasts. I'll come to you. By the way, I know when you tape the bigger picture. I'll come to you. You can't get on platforms and call me a sucker and say fuck you, you know what I mean? Fuck you. And then when I want to sit, like, let's talk. You say you want to smoke.
Yeah.
And it's not that he's just saying he wants to smoke on social media. You texting people.
Yeah.
Tell Charlamagne I want all the smoke. Let's talk.
Why do you think he won't talk?
I don't like to threat. Why are you threatening me? I'm scared. I'm too scary. Don't threaten me. Don't scare me. I will call the police on you.
Yeah, let's just have a calm conversation.
That's calm conversation.
Also, is the big picture a Big L reference? I love that.
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe. All I'm simply saying is, man, that's it. That's why I didn't feel like he should be in the top 5. I don't respect it because you saying all this fuck you and sucker shit, but then you get 3 different invites and you don't want to talk. Elliot, we're going to run into each other.
Yeah.
Whether it's, a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now.
How do you predict that goes?
It's gonna be fine. I just need you. I'm giving you the opportunity to say fuck me. It's okay. You can stand in my face and say fuck me.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to ask in response, Elliot. This is the only thing I'm going to ask in response. I looked at it. Let me pull it up because I don't like misquoting people.
I love it.
I don't like misquoting people. Okay. I don't like misquoting people. There was a great article that came out July 12, 2024. It was in the New York Times. And it was my working relationship with Diddy in the music industry. And Elliott's wife talked about how she put Puffy on a magazine cover and Puff didn't like the issue. So long story short, Puffy allegedly threatened to kill her.
Jesus Christ.
July 12, 2024. I went to look. I ain't see no fuck you Diddy tweets, Elliot. I ain't see no sucker shit Diddy tweets, Elliot. So we got to stop the performative stuff, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't say the things to me just because you're trying to get traction on social media and play the role. I want you to be consistent.
Yeah.
The same way it's easy for you to get at a Childish Gambino because you don't think a child is going to say anything back to you. The same way it's easy to get at a Charlemagne because you don't think a Charlemagne going to say nothing back to you. I need you to keep that same energy for people that you really should have smoke with.
Yeah.
Because this happened in the 90s. You've been playing nice with Diddy all of this time. So don't do that with me. I don't have an issue with you.
Yeah.
I don't. I do not have an issue with Elliott Wilson. This whole funny style thing he's bringing up and saying we've never really rocked with each other, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Like, you don't got to be friends with people.
I feel like we've all bumped into each other, and it's been more
I've
than
done Rap
friends.
Radar so many times. I've seen Elliott out so many times. Like, what would make you think I have a issue with you? Like, what would make you think I have a problem?
Yeah.
Just because I gave my opinion.
Yeah.
You give your opinion. The same way you can give your opinion on these screamers.
Yeah.
Same way you can give your opinion on Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Other people can give their opinion on you.
Yes.
That is not sucker shit.
Yes.
That is called being a cultural critic.
And also sometimes there's some reflection. Like maybe you said something that actually hurt him and he's lashing out. But if you actually had a conversation, there could be something that was clarified.
And listen, I hope that you come with all the work in 2024.
Yeah.
Because you proved my point. I don't see the work that you put in the last year. All I've seen you do is troll.
But you've seen him before do actual journalism.
Work. I've given him props. I've said, yo, love the Jay-Z interview. I think that's one of the best Jay-Z interviews of all time.
Maybe that's the disappointment when you see someone that has ability.
That's exactly what
do
it
the
is.
low-hanging fruit shit. You're like, why are you going
You
for
don't have to do that. I even gave Elliott solutions. I said, I think that you should be in the hip hop documentary space. And I talked about at the time, I think it was Condé Nast. I think I might be mispronouncing that wrong.
Condé Nast.
Condé Nast.
Yeah.
And, you know, they got all the trade publications. And right now what they're doing with all the trade publications is that a lot of editorials people have written, they're turning into documentaries. I know because I might be executive producing one of them. So I was like, yo, you could do that from the hip hop perspective. Like, you know who's going to be doing that in the future? Vlad. Because Vlad got all of that content. Vlad got so much different IP.
Shout out to Vlad.
He has so much different IP that he could use. You know how many documentaries come to Vlad now trying to license his stuff? So my whole thing with somebody like Elliott, you're the hip hop historian. You've been around that long. You did all of these things like the Double XL and Eagle Trip. Like, you could be into that space.
Bro.
Right now, honestly, what he looks like right now, he just looks lost.
I got another footage.
Other footage of what?
Elliott.
You got footage of Elliott.
Yeah.
You want a piece?
That's fucking Elliott, bro. You cannot tell me you don't look like Ben Stiller's daddy, bro. Elliott Wilson looks like Ben Stiller's fucking father. Somebody do the side by side for me. Go get a picture of Jerry Stiller. Go get Zoolander, Meet the Fockers, whatever you want. Put it side by side with Elliott and tell me he don't look like him. How do I look like out here beefing with Ben Stiller's dad?
I don't even know if he's in Meet the Fockers. I'll be honest with you, I might be off on
I
that.
don't know. But I like the reference. Okay, because Elliott is a Focker. All right? I don't know what else he could be but a Focker. Okay?
Bro.
Listen, Elliott, God bless you.
Elliott, just play nice.
No, you don't even gotta play nice. I'm just telling you, God bless you. I don't have an issue with
You
you.
know how much time he has these days, bro?
I just
Right.
He's just sitting at volleyball tournaments, just cooking up ideas.
That volleyball is cheerleading.
all that.
Give me another clip from Esso and Heineken's podcast. I'm really just doing this because I like Esso and Heineken. I watch Esso and Heineken a lot. I've been watching them a lot lately.
While you get up that clip,
Salute to
I got to shout out Vlad, man.
Okay, talk to me.
We just had like a great, awesome. There was like a misinterpretation, and it was a perfect example of just like talking to each other and having a great convo and just like self-reflection.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And I really appreciate him for doing that. Like, I think he misinterpreted something and he just came to me. And then I was like, dude, that was so awesome that you came to it. I've always appreciated your content. I've always loved that you've had me on. And it was just great that you said that. And it was just, to me, it just showed like one maturity. It also showed like confidence, like the confidence to be like, oh man, I saw that in a different way. Now I see it this way. And so salute.
That's what happened to me and Vlad. I've been knowing Vlad for over 20 years, like literally.
Yeah.
Like, Vlad was putting me on his mixtapes when I was doing radio in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And we had a little issue because of, and I said something I didn't handle the right way.
And you had the maturity to be like, hey, I could have handled that.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Absolutely.
so much shit gets resolved once you become an adult and you can reflect on your own behavior, man. Communication, bro.
Vlad would have came. If me and Vlad had this little kerfuffle, Vlad would have came.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'll come to you.
Yeah.
I just need to talk. I need to look you in the eyes. And I need you to say, fuck you.
But
fuck you. I need to say, fuck you. I need you to look me in the eyes and say, fuck you.
But it seems
Tell me this sucker shit to my face. When you sitting there drinking the tequila, I need you to do this to me. Press play, Taylor.
from the era where niggas didn't know what I look like.
And you only light-skinned nigga out,
Thank
bro.
God.
Exactly.
So you stick out like a sore thumb, bro. They go to light-skinned 53-year-old legend nigga walking over
He
there.
looks like a beige sore thumb. He looks like somebody's sore thumb. It's like
That's why
yellow and
niggas is
red.
mad at me too.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
Charlamagne
told him
Throw's
that.
ass.
Because my
Yo,
shit bald.
Lenard, you're bald, nigga. Ain't no dermatologist gonna save that, nigga. You're bald.
That's Ben Stiller's
You're
dad.
bald, nigga.
Yo, bro, we got
Your
love for something,
dermatologist
man.
can't save your baldness, nigga.
Don't do that. I'm bald.
Yo, you can buy a hairline like Nori. Buy a hairline like Nori.
Yo, what
Get
is
it
wrong with
do
this
that. I'm
dude?
bald.
and zip that shit up, nigga. 100%.
Dude is
Hold on,
wild.
go back. Why you gave Nori a shot? And then as soon as Nori comes back at you, he gonna be crying. Press play. Listen.
Oh, yo, bro.
You're bald, nigga.
Yo, bro, we got
Your
love for something,
dermatologist
man.
can't save your baldness, nigga.
Don't do that. I'm bald.
Yo, you can buy a hairline like Nori. Buy a hairline like Nori.
Yo, what is wrong with this
And
dude?
zip that shit up, nigga.
But all he gonna do
Dude
is
is
cry.
wild.
He is the person that can dish it but can't take it, and I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like I don't understand. I've never played that game. If I get on somebody's platform and I say some wild shit about somebody, or if I say something to somebody and they flip out, I take my L.
Yeah.
I eat them.
Because you put it out there in the world.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
can respond.
You
Yeah.
can't do that, bro. You can't not do that when you look like Ben Stiller's dad. Okay. You can't do that when you look like a beige sore thumb. And you can't do that when your name should actually be Eat a Dick Wilson. Eat a Dick Wilson. He will eat a dick. You hear me? He will eat a dick fried. He will eat a dick sauteed. He will eat a dick boiled. Okay, he will eat a dick grilled. Shit, sometimes he'll eat a dick raw, fresh out the fat. Right? Okay, motherfucker. Yeah, Elliot. It's not gonna be a back and forth. I don't have nothing else to say. Okay, you got it. You win. Just please don't press me when you see me in the street.
Listen, Elliott Wilson and Charlamagne the God is still heating up.
Still at it.
Oh yeah, they're still heating up. And there are some other people joining in to try to say that Elliott did not deserve his top 5 position.
Damn.
Charlamagne has doubled down and said if Elliott makes the list, he should have been number 25.
Damn.
Like, they're just having a petty beef.
What?
I'm just glad that content niggas is beefing and it's not me.
Who else joined in?
People that weren't on the list. People that weren't on the list. And I only know that because Elliott is going to post you if you say that he didn't deserve.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
If you say he didn't deserve top 5, he's
If you
posting
say he did or didn't,
You trying to get famous?
He'll put you up.
Got you.
Yeah.
Shoot Elliott.
Do you think
spell his
anybody
name wrong.
was left off the list that could have made it?
I don't know. I only pay attention to where I am. And I was high. So I keep getting confused at why people are having conversation about people that were underneath them on the list. Hey, I'm sure there was some niggas out there that deserve to make it. I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't know who it is. You know who's killing him right now
no
for me?
comment.
Art of Dialogue is killing right now.
Yes.
They're on the run.
Backfuel's killing.
They are.
And they working on, you know what I mean, with no backing, and they making their way.
Big Bag Fuel. Who else? There's some other niggas out there, but I mean, if it wasn't the top 2, then work harder. I don't know what you niggas is doing. Oh, man. Hey, some of y'all will make it. Like, I'm sure, hey, content is king. They might do a top 70 list soon. Top 300 content niggas.
Are you fucking?
But if they do a top 2 list, I'll be there. Why would I care what number 3 is doing? Like, number 3 had Ice Spice pull up to the U-Haul truck.
She freestyled too.
I wouldn't.
Did she? No. She twerked.
I'm about to say, well, maybe that's her freestyle.
I cut it off when she lost
Freestyle
weight.
twerk.
When she lost weight, I got out of there.
Why are you upset that people are transcending hip hop? I'm not trying to be the 50-year-old person still complaining about not being on lists, beefing with screamers, doing goofy shit, starting shit, online with rappers just to keep my name relevant. No.
That's definitely a shot at Elliott. And listen, Charlamagne, you definitely get your opportunities to do things because the Daily Show has given this guy 30 chances. This guy's never getting that job. If you were to watch a Charlamagne episode and then watch a Jordan Klepper episode, you'd be like, all right, one guy's the guy who knows how to do this, and one guy is doing a perpetual fucking tryout. Every show he's done has sucked. None of it works. He keeps getting shots. So yeah, you do transcend. Why are you hating on Elliott? Because he still cares about it. You're not a real hip hop commenter anyway. No one ever respected Charlamagne's taste on music. You could say whatever you want about Elliott Wilson. You're not going to question that he cares about it and knows shit about it. You're still having young artists come on and try to embarrass them on camera. You're doing that same shit at 50 years old. Be super happy that you're high on the complex hip hop media list. That's where it's ending for you, bro. It ain't ending with a fucking Emmy. Because the next time you get a big show, guess what? Everyone's going to remember shit and you're going to lose it again.
He's got no, he has a problem with me because he went on his podcast.
No. You got a problem with somebody.
You talking about your friend Charla? Talking about him?
That's my brother. You have a problem.
Yeah, that's your. Is that just, who's the same?
He just called you his brother. I didn't say nothing.
I don't call people my brother. You checked him earlier. You said he got the same father, mother. Which one?
He just called. He called us.
He's not your brother. He's a dear friend of yours.
He's a dear friend, a really good friend of mine.
That's great. I appreciate that. I love that for you. And all I'm saying is, he dissed me first on his platform.
What was the diss?
So, he questioned whether I was number 5 on this list. He never said why. You could tell if you listen to things, as our incredible team will tell you, there was like a hard edit of whatever the hell he said or didn't say. And then multiple times after, he referenced back in a way to put me down for no reason.
Taylor. Elliott, I don't think you should be number 5. Number 4, Charlamagne the God. All right, now let me read this, right? Last year's ranking, number 3, featured on The Breakfast Club, The Brilliant Idiots, known for sensational commentary, asking provocative questions in his Donkey of the Day segment. Most memorable moments in the past year being sampled by... I think, Jason, that's what I mean when I say, why are you upset that people are transcending hip-hop? I'm not trying to be the 50-year-old person still complaining about not being on lists, beefing with screamers, doing goofy shit, starting shit, online with rappers just to keep my name relevant. No, I want to do things and put my...
So he dissed me 4 times in the podcast. And then in the video version, he cut out the other parts where he dissed me and only showed one part where he dissed me.
Damn, y'all are real journalists. I didn't see none of that.
Yeah, well, you got to look deep. So you got to peep things.
So, okay, so we're talking about... So you went on Twitter and you said... What was the first tweet he said? Certified cover boy. What was the first?
We can pull it up. I can't read some of it, but we can pull it up.
No, he dissed me first on his platform, Brilliant in his podcast.
It was.
Andrew Schultz wasn't there. Nala was there, so he had more free reign to just kind of go in. He gave like a very scathing account of everybody on the list.
He was going. That's how it started.
He skipped Rory and Mal. That didn't come out either, so that's suspicious because him and Rory and Mal have some differences. So that wasn't even mentioned at all. That was edited out if he mentioned them at all. And then, like I said, he mentioned me. Elliott, you don't belong number 5 on this list. You can hear like an edit that why he doesn't even explain why that's the case. And there's also references after of him dissing me. So I responded on Twitter and I said, fuck you, because I feel like we've had this like passive aggressive couple of years of he's not my dear friend. He's not my brother. I've had respect for him. We've done business together in different ways. And he's been on Rap Radar platform and I've been on the Breakfast Clubs and I've been on Brilliant Idiots. But I just don't feel like we're ever going to be dear friends. I'm not in the group chat that DJ HED's on with him. And we could just be like what it is, that we're not cool like that. Let's stop pretending we're cool. We're not cool. And
but y'all have,
and I'm fine with it.
Y'all have had sit downs and conversations.
And they've been great.
And it wasn't even that long ago.
Because I tried to, whatever, I guess, I'm not even reconciliation, but I've always tried to say, because I do have great respect for him, that let's try to, maybe I'm bugging. I always sensed something I felt wasn't cool, but maybe I'm bugging.
So how did he end up on Rap Radar with y'all?
I kept asking it. He's good friends with Beat Out's a dear friend of him also. They're in their group chat. I don't know if that's the same group chat you're in. So we asked him to be on the show, and finally he did it. And we had a great interview. I've done great content with him.
But if you felt like there was a rift or something that was there,
do I have to explain it again? He just dissed me on his platform.
But before that, was there any tension?
You said there was passive aggression before that. So why would you sit with somebody then and not sit with him now?
I was on AKADEMIKS. I did a podcast with AKADEMIKS, and I felt like sometimes me and him have funny style type of relationship. And I said it, and he didn't like that I said that. So that was the first time. But he said negative things about me way back in the days, about critical of me, and that's fine. People can be critical of you. I just feel like for whatever reason, chemistry-wise, we don't get along. And you know I get really protective about my place in hip-hop, and I hate this narrative of like, he's, to me right now, is an OG himself, right? If you look at his career. But what he tries to do is not acknowledge that and put the narrative that the OGs, like the Sways and the Big Boys and the Angies and Elliott Wilson, they shouldn't compete because they're their own kings and queens and they belong in its own area. And as I've always said, I'm creating new shows with Jeremy HECT and DJ HED. I'm trying to create content. I also felt like I didn't like him bigging you up and then dissing me when it's like, if anybody acknowledged how great you've been doing in like your space in media and what you've been accomplishing, is me who reached out to you and said, hey, can we try to do this thing? So I always feel like people do that too. Like they'll diss B-Dot, they'll big up B-Dot and then put me down. It's like, that's divide and conquer. I don't like that shit either. So I felt like it just felt even more personal from him towards me. So I'm beyond now trying to figure out, is it good or is it bad? I just accept that we're not cool and let's keep it moving.
So I saw you when I saw you tweet that. Well, before I think you went on. I think it was before you went on Backfield podcast. You tweeted like,
this
"Yo,
is the tweet. I don't want to read it."
I just said, fuck you. Oh, the diss with the Hall of Fame thing? Yeah, I don't really mean that. I'm just talking shit.
A Hall of Fame career, third mic nigga crying about my top
I like the way you
five.
say the N-word.
We don't want to hit a Hall of Fame career. HOF is Hall of Fame, right?
Yep.
A Hall of Fame career, third mic nigga crying about my top 5 status. Legacy these nuts. I got great content on the way.
I should have just wrote Legacy these nuts.
2024 GOAT.
Yes, that's me.
So that's a lot of hostility.
Well, I was angry. I'm not angry anymore. I was angry.
You let it out. That was your therapy?
Okay.
The kids call it a crash out. I just say I clapped. That was,
so you crashed out.
But he crashed out on me on his platform. Why is that not a crash out?
Well, it was a critique. So the narrative is...
he didn't critique. He never explained why I'm not number 5 on the list.
He did skip over it.
He skipped over it. He didn't share it with the world. He did it even more sideways. If he said something, he edited it out of the final broadcast, so you couldn't even...
So you were a little bit more confused, too. You're like...
I wasn't confused. I know clearly.
But you know...
See clearly.
Okay, no, I'm saying you might have been confused as to why he felt that way. Like why he didn't think you deserved to be top 5.
I just said because he doesn't think the OG should be judged that way, and he doesn't want to be an OG yet. So he wants us to be in our own little section. Like, so if you put most times, because what those lists will do, they'll put the Sways and the Angies, the Big Boys, out of the top 10 per se. Have to put them in because they are icons and legends and Hall of Famers like myself. So we're okay if we're not in the top 10 or the top 5, but our presence there, is disruptive in his mind for whatever reason. But he never explained why.
You don't think so you think that no matter what, legacy or not, you should still be included depending on where your works are.
I think that I've done active things as they explained into it. The Tyler, the Creative interview I did with Rap Radar, my presence on social media, building this show with you guys. They explain why I deserve to be number 5. My take, my opinions mattering in this Drake Kendrick beef, my role in that. Like I did a lot of great things in the last 12 months. That's what they're judging it by. I took the position they gave me last year, number 8 or whatever. I didn't like that. I worked harder in the last year to raise my position. So I went up 3 slots to number 5. I think I earned that shit.
So when I
think I earned it. And I don't care about anybody else trying to dismiss it, especially when you ain't got the balls to explain why.
Well, okay, so that's where I was going back. I didn't even know about that tweet, but I was talking about the other tweet.
And that tweet, that's just talking shit. I don't really mean that. Look, I can't deny his place in the game, but also he's an OG too. So as you try to OG box me, OG box yourself because you're an OG too.
Well, I think he does that too.
No, he doesn't. Never called it. He tries to give reverence to the ones that came before, except not me.
You're talking about you being exclusionary of you specifically.
He plays back and forth. He treat me that way sometimes, but then also he wants to be critical of me and competitive with me.
Okay, so the tweet that I was talking about, not the fuck Charlemagne tweet, but the one where you posted where you said, damn, it was one. I don't know if we have it, but I wasn't referring to that tweet. It was one tweet where you were talking about. Fuck.
Give me some reference. I'll find it.
Oh, it shouldn't be that far back.
No, he tweets a lot.
He does tweet a lot. Elliott tweets a lot.
Well, my IG might have it. His IG might be more clear.
Okay.
Go to my IG.
All right, let me see. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you right now because I don't want to misquote.
We'll edit and zip this up quicker, right?
Yeah. Also, I just want to say for the record, I'm sitting this one out. I know I could certify cover boy this one, but I love Elliott Wilson. I love I'm a fan of Charlamagne.
No, somebody said, you know who I never mentioned?
The tweet, not the tweet, but I'm sorry. I saw some comments because I was looking at the comments trying to figure out. I didn't know I didn't know. Like when you first did it, I mean, when you first started tweeting, I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? But then I see some comments or whatnot, and it was saying basically how you can dish out critiques, but then you can't handle critiques of yourself. So how do you feel about that?
He didn't share the critique. Like I said, he just questioned me being on the list.
No, I'm talking about just not, okay, Charlamagne, yes. But also outside of that, when it comes to, like, we all get bashed on, well, me and you. Jeremy don't really bash
in the comments.
I'm dealing with being hated on 24/7. You see it all the time on my social feed. I also share the negative comments towards me sometimes, right? So I think I have a thick skin, but I'm also going to clap back at you if I choose to clap back at you. And I don't think that's crashing out, especially when somebody else went overly critical against you, or at least on their platform, singled you out. Out of anybody on this list, I was the most singled out in terms of like questioning my presence in hip hop.
No, I don't think so.
So I think
Tyson and I took a lot of heat for being on that list.
No,
not from Charlamagne.
Specifically, I will
you're
say,
talking about from Charlamagne.
I will say you're not crazy in the fact that he did like. I listen to Brilliant Idiots every week. I'm a massive fan.
Yeah,
I noticed that. You know, when he did say number 5,
and I don't think if Andrew was on the show, it would have been the same thing too. Andrew wasn't on the show that episode.
Yeah,
why do you
saying that Andrew's my homie like that. I have respect for him too. He's not a brother or a dear friend, but I do respect Andrew. And I just think he played into the thing of this, you know, now as a young journalist and bigging up his people and this whole thing of who's cool with him and drawing these lines. And if you judge it by that, I'm not that. And he gives this really passionate breakdown of the whole list. He read Joe Budden's critique, even though him and Joe have had years of attention. He read his thing pretty clean and gave him respect and said he belongs where he belongs. So why you say it's 50 said, why you say fuck me for? Why you singling it out? But it's the bed to me. I don't, we can move forward.
Oh, you tweeted you were invited. You were invited on on the Breakfast Club, and
true.
You were invited on Brilliant Idiots.
All platforms.
And you declined.
Shout out to
you said hi.
And that was after this happened?
Yeah, so I got upset and I did my rant, or what it crashed out as the kids say, and responded back and said F you. So then Taylor, his producer, reached out and said, did I want to go on the Brilliant Idiots platform? And I said, no, not Brilliant. What was the first one?
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club.
And Brilliant Idiots.
Yeah, no, first Brilliant Idiots. Do I want to go on the show, I guess, to discuss the problems here? I said no. I said politely no, or whatever I said. Then she said Breakfast Club. I said the same thing. I said no, thank you.
And why
then the third one was like, somebody said I should go on Flagrant. And I was like, you know what? I would do Flagrant at Andrew Schultz's show.
Yeah.
Which sometimes Charlamagne's on and sometimes he's not, but mostly it's Andrew.
Yeah, he's only a guest on there.
Okay, so here's what happens. I say Flagrant, yes. Okay, cool. When do y'all tape? If I have time, I'm about to leave New York, let's do Flagrant. And then Taylor comes back to me and says, okay, cool, we're so excited. You know, Charlamagne's going to be a guest co-host in this episode. So then I went back to, no, thank you.
So you don't want to have
So what are y'all lining me up? Like, what the fuck is that?
But why don't you? Well, no, you were being petty there too. You were being petty there.
How's that petty?
Because you were going to go on the show
why can I do Flagrant without Charlamagne? How's that being petty?
But why not have the conversation, I guess? Is like what made you say no to all the platforms?
Because I don't want to sit with him. Let's stop pretending that we're cool. Let's just be what it is.
No, you can sit with somebody and have opposition.
I don't necessarily want to have opposition with him because I do respect him. I just want him to stop pretending we're cool when we're not. Yeah, I passed on the Brilliant Idiots invite and the Breakfast Club.
Am I petty?
That was the beginning. I asked the fans. Then they said you could usually do Flagrant. And then I said again, I'll do Flagrant. And I was surprised when Flagrant came with the ask of Charlamagne has to be included. So then I said, no, I do not want to sit with Charlamagne.
So you don't want any resolve, is what you're saying?
It's resolved to me. We're not cool.
Just fuck it.
Yeah, doesn't mean we have beef. We could be in the same room. We're not going to fight. I'm not going to disrespect him. It's just, let's just stay.
Well, when you say fuck somebody, that's
just a response. He said fuck me on his platform.
He didn't say fuck you.
He did, and to me, he did. To Berta's baby boy, he did.
To
Berta's Elliott Jesse Wilson Jr., he did.
But
to me, growing up from being Woodside Projects, he did. It's just what it is. That's
but
how
your
I do
interpolation of something is not the same thing as somebody saying something.
I literally said I was the only one singled out of a list of 25 people. Even Rory Mal part was cut out. I was the only one singled out and being critical set up. He said, my only problem with the list is DJ HED's not included and Elliott Wilson created this incredible, we have 10 episodes in, better than anybody else, called The Bigger Picture, where I work with DJ HED. Why are you bigging up DJ HED and putting me down.
What if he thought you should be higher on the list?
What if your last name wasn't Drake?
Like what Kanye say? I guess we'll never know.
I just think that I just
know.
think that. So I'm gonna give you another perspective, and this is a perspective that I can't take credit for. Gina Views shared it on our radio show, Effective Immediately.
Shout out Gina Views. Shout out Effective Immediately. I love Effective Immediately.
Gina Views thinks that as up and coming media personalities, myself, Jeremy, I don't want to say myself, I've been doing this shit a long time, but Jeremy Hecht, Gina Views, people like that, right? The Backfield guys, like all these, the Need to Know podcasts, all these different platforms that you all fuck with, right?
Yep.
Nyla Simone, everybody. Us looking at the OGs, we have to also pull from you guys. So someone on this side, right, who probably has been hypercritical of you, and then you then saying, nah, fuck that, fuck it, I don't want to resolve, I don't want to talk or whatever, we're also paying attention to that. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just saying that I always try to keep that in mind in the way that I move. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like, okay, I could say, like, there's plenty of people who've been super critical of me, especially over the last 3 years of my career, right?
Yep.
And I don't necessarily feel the need to sit with them, right, at this moment in time, but I am keeping in my mind that if I do engage and go back and forth with this person, there are other people who are seeing that activity. And then if someone then wants to create resolve and me saying, oh, I turn that shit down to my petty, it's like, that then sets the precedent of how other people can respond to those types of adversities.
I received that. That's fair.
Yeah.
My thing now, my position just is, it's over to me. So let's just let it be over. I don't want to diss him anymore. He shouldn't diss me anymore. I mean, he can still be critical of me. Obviously, we all create art and things out here, so I can accept his criticism. I'm not going to get any back and forth with him anymore. And it's just what it is. And let's move forward.
Assuming, though, today, so, like, if we looked at, like, a Drake and Kendrick type battle where it's back and forth, back and forth. I'm just saying because this might happen, because Brilliant Idiots drops on Thursdays.
Oh, he says something crazy about me?
I'm just saying, let's just say. No, he won't say anything crazy. I know Charlamagne, he'll throw a subliminal shot. But, like, let's say he throws a nice subliminal at you and it's something.
I don't want to be the 50-year-old guy dissing Casanat.
I saw he posted.
He's dirty. He got that shit off 2 or 3 times already, too. But okay.
But let's just say he does that. Yeah. Is it still dead, or are we going to be back and forth?
I'm going to try my best not to crash out and react to anything that he does. If that's really gonna happen, I don't know. Will we ever resolve it one day? I don't know. Like, that's the thing too. You have promised somebody, like, well, when are you gonna squash the beef? Like, is it over forever? Because I just want everybody to be cool. It's just like, it could be not cool, and people could live with it and be fine. And we should not diss each other, like you said, because we are inspiration to a new generation of people in media. So it's nasty. A lot of people don't want to see us have a public conflict. I get that. And I have to honor that and respect that, because
I hate seeing it.
I want to prove, huh?
I said I hate seeing it. I hate seeing my two of my. I was on a shout out to Fig Community World.
So do you feel that way, as Head said, like, being a younger generation person? Like, is it bad if older media folks that you respect have this kind of public conflict?
No, I wouldn't say it's bad. I will say, like, I study the game, to your point. Like, I study you, I study Charlamagne, I study anyone who's made it to that level, and what have they done to get there? What have they done? How have they avoided conflict? How have they dealt with conflict? Yeah. Everyone at some point has dealt with conflict. Yeah. So I've prepared, like, okay, I'm strategy. If somebody ever came at me on a podcast, I know how I would do it, you know?
Certified cover boy is ready, baby. He's ready.
I'm clip loaded, but... But what I do hate, they asked me on Community World, they were like, do you feel the need to inherit beefs if Head or Elliott or somebody is in it? And I just love being a fan still. And you know, I'd have your back with anything. Like, if anybody came at this crew or this show, I'm there. But as a fan of you and Charlamagne, I would love to have peace in the space. But I'm not saying you're not right in responding. I'm not saying that, because I think you deserve to have a critique if somebody critiques you. And I don't know the behind the scenes, but I would love to see peace at some point, whether that be on a platform or a talk or.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, for instance, hip hop, we all know it's a competitive thing. So is media, journalism. It's all a competitive thing. I'm not saying that you should go on the show and create kumbaya. I'm saying to have public spats when, I mean, obviously you feel like he started it, right? And I when I talked to him about it, I did tell him, well, you're accountable for this. You know what I mean? In the same way I told him that I was going to tell you some things. But it was more like, I look at it from a perspective of, we are all setting examples And I'm just like, yo, I'm not saying we all got to be friends. That's
No, I
not.
get it.
It's people I'm not friends with. You know what I mean? Cool, whatever. Like even like when I was on Academic Show, I let him know. As soon as he brought me on, I'm like, hey, just so you know, I've said disparaging things about you. I stand on them. I still think they're true. I don't necessarily like how you go about moving in the culture, but I respect your space in it, and you know whatever. And let's have a conversation. So that's how my approach, not because that's what I want to do. I don't want to talk to him about it because he's all the way leaning this way or whatever, or it'd be blow ups or whatever. But the way I approach it is I know someone's watching at all times. And so that's how I try to connect. That's the only point that I want to make.
No, I was